Yeah. All right. Hello. Welcome to Wellness
Hello,
Wednesday,
hello.
conversations to raise vibrations. We're already laughing, as Elvira and I are always laughing backstage. So we are so excited to be here Wednesday, and it is truly, and we'll talk about this, but it truly is divinely guided what we discuss. So, and I think, as we just said, whatever we discuss is always serving us as much as it's serving all of you. So, and I think Elvira would agree with me on that. My name
I
is
pray that it does. Yes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes. Yeah.
My name is Lisa Kelly, and this is Elvira Hopper. We are both so excited every Wednesday to be here. If you are joining us live, as always, please just stick in the comments. We love to interact with you in the comments. If you're watching this later, just hit #replay. And if you're watching this on our beautiful YouTube channel, please like, share, and subscribe if this feels aligned to you. All right, I'm just going to throw up the comments there. All right, so we were just chatting, and behind the scenes in the studio, and we were just saying there was a post that Elvira had posted on her Facebook page, her personal Facebook page, and it struck me. And I wrote a few things down about it. So then now, as Elvira said, oh, we're going to talk about that one again. It's like, we already talked about it? Oh my God. She goes, it's fine. It's fine. It's part 2. So I think this is a part 2, as Elvira said, around expectations. And actually, do you want to talk about what you posted? I don't want to take over the whole.
Do you want me to? Oh, okay. So let me see if I can find what I posted. So here's the thing, guys. I post things either because I've had a transformation and I want to share it on my Facebook page so that others can benefit from it. Because when you have a transformation, you have wisdom to share with others, right? That's what helps people to transform, is that when you get an aha and you share it, and then others go, oh, I'm not alone, right? Yeah. So that's the kind of stuff I love to share. Also, if I'm going through the shit, I post things because I need that message more than anybody, right? So yesterday, go ahead.
Being vulnerable, right? Like you're being vulnerable and sharing your stuff with other people so that they know exactly what you just said. I'm not alone, because so many of us feel like we have to, suffer in silence, so to speak.
Yes.
So it is a beautiful thing. So this is, did you find it?
So this is my post here. Okay. Expectations are a low vibration. Let go and let God, aka your higher power, higher self, guide you to your next step and your next step and your next step. So I was struggling yesterday because I was in a place of expectation because someone said that they were going to do something and they weren't doing it. And I was like, oh my goodness, and I went into this space of, why aren't they doing it? Right. They told me they were going to do it. Right. And so anyway, the point is that, when we live in that place of, why isn't that person doing this thing I need them to do? I believe that's connected to codependency, needing people to show up a certain way for your comfort. Right. And so that is a low vibration, right? When we're in, the low vibration of codependency, like on a 0 to 10, where would you put codependency, Lisa?
Oh God, 0.
Well, it's not quite that low. That's suicidal. That's despondency. But it is low, right? It's like maybe a 2 or a 3, right? Yeah.
You know what? And I think that's subjective to everyone too, right? Okay. Because you can have, and I can speak from experience, being in a domestic violence situation and being codependent on the person for whatever, financial or anything, because they say they're going to change, et cetera, et cetera. And that feels pretty low. Like it feels pretty yucky.
You're right. Yes. Thank you. I stand corrected. Yes. So it depends on your situation.
Depends on your situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So basically for me, like that expectation was at about maybe a 2 or a 3 for me. Right. So it's below the 5, right? So that's a low vibration. When you're in a low vibration state, this is what we teach in the work that came through me. You are in crap magnet zone, right? So you're in a low vibration, you're going to attract more crap, right?
Right.
And when you decide to let go and trust your higher power, like I just talked about there, you go into a high vibration. You go into a place of trust, and that spirit has your back. You know that you are here for something bigger and that everything is happening for you, not to you. I'm just throwing out some of the ways that we show up. And that was it. As soon as I put that out, that person did that thing that I was kind of
Yeah.
expecting them to do, because I let go. And so
Yes.
it's quite miraculous, right? What happens when we let go and we don't have expectations from that regard. However, you have a different take on expectations and miracles. So tell us about that, Lisa.
Well, I knew when I saw your post, I knew exactly what you were talking about. I did. But then I started going into, as a Huna energy healer, one of the principles, there's 7 principles, and one of the principles is effectiveness is the measure of truth. Expect miracles. And so I found this, and I love it actually. I would like to post this today, but I am realistic. I expect miracles.
Yes.
And so when I just want to talk about the difference between the two, because I know exactly what you're talking about when you're expecting somebody to behave a certain way or do a certain thing, or you're expecting, a boss at work to, do something for you or whatever it is, versus letting go, like you said, trusting in the higher power and expecting miracles to come.
Yeah.
And the fact that you let go,
yes,
and then that miracle was able to come through.
Amen.
So there's
I just got chills.
Yeah, there's a different vibration on both ends. The codependency piece, we've all been there. We've all expected someone to behave a certain way, do a certain thing, right? And that's on us. And that does feel pretty shitty. That does feel pretty low. But then when we're just living in the flow of the divine flow, we're being carried down that river, and I can feel it. And then we just expect miracles.
And they happen. And they happen. Yeah.
So there's a different, I don't know, definition or different, what's the word I'm looking for?
Different slant, different take on that term, expectations. Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to bring that up and talk about it because,
I got a download. Here's a good distinction. Okay. So expectations coming from humans, when we're in our human state, right? Expecting people to do a certain thing, expecting something from humans, that's a low vibration. Expecting miracles from our higher power, source, God, our higher self, those are miracles, and it's good to expect there, right? So isn't that a good distinction?
I like that.
Woohoo. I love it.
I like that. Yeah. No, I really like that. And that totally makes sense. And I love that Facebook user. Hi, Lisa. Hello. I'm not sure who you are, but hello. You know what? I'm glad you made that distinction, and I'm glad we're talking about this, because I think there's so many of us, like, even if you think of a situation you're in right now, what are you attached to that you could let go of? Because that's the same thing, right? When you're attached to something. And I just had this conversation with my daughter this morning, and she said, I don't want to be attached to this person that she's just started dating. And I said, that's a good thing to say, that you don't want to be attached to someone. You want to just let go, have fun, and expect miracles, whether that's him or somebody else. Just expect the miracle, right? Of just being alive and just going with the flow of just enjoying where you're at, right?
Yeah.
So does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Because so when she's letting go and just being, she's in her higher self / higher power. Like when we are being our higher self, we are connected to our higher power. We're in alignment, right?
Yes.
We talk about being aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed in the work that I do. And when she is aligned with the divine, her higher self, it's all in alignment. Miracles will find her. And that's what this work is about, that we're doing. And we have a beautiful offer this week. I hope I have the chance to share about that afterwards. But
yes, absolutely. Heidi. Hello, Heidi. How are you? Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm so glad. I think this is a needed conversation, because so many times in my life I felt attached, and just, you know what? Even what's going on in the world today and in our country, specifically of Canada, we have certain expectations of the way we want things to go, right? Me included in that. And when they don't go that way, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I'm feeling out of alignment. I'm feeling out of my peaceful state. Yeah. So I was telling Elvira backstage in the studio, whatever, that I deleted the Facebook app and the Instagram app off my phone. And
Good for you. Good for
I
you.
really needed to do that. So then I invite all of you, what do you need to do so that you can get back to the peace that's within you? So you're not attached to something outside of yourself and expecting, right, things to go a certain way instead of sitting in the peaceful place and expecting miracles. And I tell you, once I did that, once I deleted those apps, I mean, I put them on once a day just to go in and check certain things, but then I go back out and I delete them again because
Wow.
I have to. It's very easy.
Good for you.
It's very easy for me, and I'm being vulnerable, to get caught up with what is going on and the horrible things right now that are going on. But I have to trust that God has this, that my higher self has this, and I have to expect miracles.
Yeah.
And so
That's
the
so
minute I turn it
beautiful.
off and I go into a meditation and I literally just go back in to that peace that is within us, because it's right there. It's not outside of us, it's within us.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's
that's,
so
like you said,
beautiful.
when miracles happen. And you know what? The miracle for me, honestly, we always think of miracles as being this giant thing. The miracle for me was I went into peace and I felt peace for the rest of the day.
Peace is a miracle. Yes. When you create it, when you co-create it with your higher power, when you choose it for yourself, despite all the crap going on, you choose that peace. And I get it. Oh my God, I lost a friend on the weekend because of the differences in how we see this situation. And it was so hard, but I did my best to get back into my zone, my miracle magnet zone, so that I wouldn't stay in crap magnet zone, because I did go there for a little bit. I just don't unpack and live there, right? I get back into my zone. So that's what you did. You got back into your miracle magnet zone. Oh,
I had to. It was, you know what Heidi's saying? I think it's Heidi that's saying mental freedom. I had to do that for my own sake. And you know, people that are messaging me, hey, check out this, and I just simply say, I'm not watching those anymore. I can't do it anymore and they all understand. Like, people totally understand, but that to me is the miracle of just getting.
Oh, good for you, Lisa. I so congratulate you for that.
Because really that is our true state. If we look at our truth, we are peace, we are love. And it's us that have left that. Right? Us that have left and walked away from the light. We just need to turn around and look at it and go back right in, because it's right there. It doesn't leave. Right?
Oh, I just got major chills. And this song is coming to me. Do you remember the song from the 70s? You're probably too young. I'm a little bit older than you.
I was born in the 70s. So
were you? Okay. Well, do you remember that song? We are stardust. We are golden, and we got to get ourselves back to the Garden of Eden, right? Because we are stardust, we're golden, we are love, we are joy, we are all those things.
I love that.
Do you remember that song?
I don't, but you know what? I love the lyrics, the words to that.
We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden, right? We want to create heaven on earth. And this is what our mission is all about, helping people to do the inner work of getting aligned, authentic, fully self-expressed, fully themselves. And we all believe, my team and I believe that could be heaven on earth. Right? Do you resonate, Lisa?
Oh, 100%. When you are back into your aligned truth, into your divine feminine power, whatever that looks like, when you are there, you are so in line with the universe, with source energy, and you are creating miracles in your life. And then things just flow for you, right? When you are in.
Yeah, you're a magnet. You're a miracle magnet.
Magnet.
You attract all good things. Yeah. It's amazing. I'm getting this imagery of, do you remember the movie Finding Nemo?
Oh my God, I love that. It's one of my favorite movies.
Is it? Okay, who was your favorite character from Finding Nemo?
Dory is hilarious.
Dory, yes. Dory's hilarious. Dory. Yeah. Ellen DeGeneres. Oh my God.
Right?
You love too? Sorry, which one?
And I love,
Dory was great. Yeah.
And the name is escaping me, but the little one that went off on his own because he was determined. What's his name? The main character.
Oh, Nemo.
Nemo. Thank you.
Nemo.
I
Yeah,
just watched
yeah,
Nemo, but his
yeah.
dad,
Marlin. He was the
so
control freak, right? He was the control
yes,
freak,
and was
scared, fearful.
was
Yeah.
attached
Yes.
to, right, having things go a certain way.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Which is
I
most of society, right? So we have to
yes,
do the inner work to become the people that can attract miracles. And yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about in a second with regards to our program. But I want to go back to Finding Nemo because one of my favorite characters, besides Dory, because I love Dory, she's just the happiest little character because she has no memory, right? She literally has like a 2-second memory. But it was so great to see that scene with, remember Crush the turtle, the
oh, I
100-year-old
love
turtle.
yes, yes,
Okay, so one of my favorite scenes was when they met Crush, and
yeah,
Crush was encouraging them to jump on the EAC, the East Australian Current.
yes, yeah.
And Marlin was so scared, and Dory's like, "Woohoo, let's do it!" Right? And Marlin's like, "No, no." And Crush, right? Like, think about it. He was a 100-year-old turtle, but how did he show up? Like, what was he like?
Well,
How would you
what
describe
I'm
him?
remembering, I need to go back and watch this again,
Okay.
is, his flow, like, just do it, dude, like, everything, just go with the flow, like,
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
in alignment
So in
with
alignment, right?
so
Yeah.
in alignment, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he was encouraging them to be in alignment. Yeah,
Yes, exactly. So that's who he was. And he talked like a surfer dude, like he
I
was
know.
like a teenager, but he was 100 years old, right? So
Yeah,
there's a few lessons there, right? If you stay young, in terms of your spirit, you can age to 100 and beyond, right? So that's one
yeah,
of the lessons is that stay young in your heart and your soul. Like, do the inner work, stay connected to what you love, be who you authentically are, right? Live to 100, right?
yes,
So that was one thing. But the other cool thing was this guy just trusted the universe. He went with the flow, like you said, right? And the
yeah,
EAC,
yeah,
to me, that represented the universe, the flow of the
yes,
universe, right?
yeah,
So what did they do? Eventually Marlin did get forced onto that current, and it went all the way to the Sydney Harbor, where
I know,
Nemo was literally right above in a dentist
I
office
know,
aquarium. So what does that tell you? It means, hop on, dude, let's go. It's like, let's just trust the universe. Let's trust the flow of the
yeah,
universe, right? So
yeah,
anyways, I just love that metaphor. That movie is just one of my favorites. My
I
little
love
guy
it
grew
too.
up on it. So
I
yeah.
love it too. And you know what's so funny is every time I do, when I need to get back into that piece, there's a meditation. It's just music on YouTube, but I always type in meditation music with water sound. And I
Nice.
found the most beautiful one. It's like a waterfall. I could stare at it all day, but I envision myself going down
Yeah.
and just being carried. And
Yeah.
it just when I have water
Beautiful.
playing, when I have it brings me such peace. It brings me back
Nice.
into that state of peace, brings me back into alignment, right?
Oh, I love
Which
that.
is where we expect miracles and all of that. So I just want to
So
acknowledge Janet
nice.
because she's jumped on and I
Oh, hello, Janet. We love
Janet.
Janet.
I think it might have been Heidi that posted the song. She said, "Here it is," and I just see the link. So maybe
Oh,
she's
thank
posted the song.
you.
'Cause I
That's
was
so
gonna say
sweet.
I wanna go listen to it now.
Oh, it's just a really nice hippie song, It's all
Yeah,
about creating heaven on earth, right?
awesome. We need that, right? We
Oh,
need
that's
that.
so great. And you
Yeah.
were talking about water, and I got I'm remembering I saw this thing on Facebook last week, I think it was, and it was the picture of the ocean, right? So I love the sound of the ocean. I actually use an
Yes.
ocean drum when I do my
Yes.
sacred sound healing. And so it was an ocean, and it said, "I'm an aquaholic."
I need
And
that.
isn't that
I
great? Yeah, yeah. I'll find it for you. I don't know where it is, but
Oh,
I
I
thought that
love
was so
that.
great. Yeah.
I love it. Well,
I'm an
over the weekend
alcoholic.
to get back into my peace, when I
Yeah.
told you I deleted the apps, but then I
Yeah.
spent the day, because Saturday here was very cold, like we were into the
Mm.
minus 20
Oh, it was
something.
crazy.
It was
Yeah.
freezing. And then the wind was crazy too, right? If you remember Saturday, Sunday, the wind, it's quite windy now too. But
Yeah.
I got dressed, I thought, and I'm not a winter person at all, but I needed to be near water. So thankfully, I mean, we're, right next to Lake Ontario, and I can go down to the beach here and go for a walk. So
Nice.
I did. And oh my goodness. that was the other thing that just helped me come back into my peaceful self and be aligned, and expect miracles, because it was
Nice.
just so peaceful and I didn't feel cold, and it was just amazing. So I did that for just even a half an hour, and came back and just read and just immersed myself into the now moment. So that was the other thing I was going to say in here, is when you're
Beautiful.
expecting miracles, it's really important to stay present in the now moment, because what happens is, and again, the conversation I had with my daughter this morning of her missing an ex. And I said, well, when you're in that state of missing somebody, you're always in the past, and
Mm,
you're not able to be in this
yeah.
present moment and enjoy the gifts that are being presented to you right here. So I think
Yeah.
it's really important for, and I encourage anybody. And I mean, I did it with walking in nature and meditation, but
Yeah.
there's, a myriad of different ways you can get back into
Yes.
your aligned, authentic
Yeah.
self.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's tons of different ways. For me, that just worked. And being around water, I just did that. Um, but I encourage all of you to do that. Find a way that
Yeah.
gets you into this now moment, because
Yeah.
that is the only place. That was the other thing I was going to say that is coming to me. The only place that you can accept miracles is in the now moment.
That's so
It doesn't
perfect.
happen when you're out, worrying and anxious about the future, and it certainly doesn't happen when you're, depressed about the past. It doesn't
Yeah.
work. You
Yeah.
have to be in this now moment for the universe just to gift you. Um,
Yeah.
I was encouraging that to my daughter this morning about it, right? We need to
Yeah.
be in this now moment. So whatever that looks like for you,
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
how you decide to get into this now moment is totally up to you, but do it, because it's so,
Yeah.
and, listen, we have this every single day. We go through life, and life comes at us and life hits us. So
Yeah.
it's really important that we use our tools. And if that means not going on social media for days on
Good for
end,
you.
who
Yeah.
cares? Like, it's always going to be there. But
Yeah.
I just find while all this stuff is going on, and I need to distance myself.
Yeah, good for you, Lisa. Oh, I so honor you for that. That's amazing. You're doing the work, sister. You're showing people how to do the work. Like we both
Yeah,
are. Like
yeah,
we do the work every day. And if I
yeah,
wasn't doing this work every day of staying in alignment with who I truly am, of living consciously
yeah,
versus, who I used to be living unconsciously as a crap magnet, mainly from ego, needing to
yeah,
have power control over others in
yeah,
order to feel power myself,
yeah,
needing outer validation like I needed oxygen. If I wasn't doing this work, if and same goes for you, we would be crap magnets right now. Like
yes.
we would not be having our own YouTube show talking about this, right? Like
Oh,
we would
no.
be in dark places. And
Yeah,
this is where sadly a lot of the world lives.
yeah,
And that's why we're having this show. That's why we're having conversations to raise vibrations. Because
yeah.
when you raise your vibration, you get into miracle magnet zone and you attract better things to you. And
I
it can
love
be
that.
as simple as a thought shift, right? Like that's what Marianne Williams says. Sorry,
Yes,
Marianne Williamson says a miracle is a shift in thinking.
yeah,
It's just looking at something different. So now
yeah,
you're vibrating at a different level about it. It's like,
100%.
why is this happening to me? How about shifting it to, how is this happening for me? So I
Yes,
invite you, whatever you're struggling with right now, ask yourself, how is this happening for me?
yes,
And see what comes to you, and bring out a
yeah,
journal and write about it, and
yeah,
see if you can have a shift, and see if you can raise your vibration so you can attract some better things to you. Do you resonate,
yes.
Lisa?
And I love it so much. I love it so much. And for me, I needed to shift my perception in what is happening in our world, what's
Yeah.
going on. I had to shift my thought process, because I was trying to, somehow, if I post this, people are gonna whatever, and if I watch one more video to see what, oh my God, it was just so draining that I needed to shift my thought process and my perception. And I'm telling you, as soon as I
Yeah.
did that, I felt
Yeah.
so different. And that, as I said earlier, was the miracle.
Oh,
That was the miracle, is just
yeah.
feeling
Oh,
different.
thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
So
is so
it just,
beautiful,
it feels
Lisa. That
better.
is
It
so
feels
beautiful.
good. And does that mean I'm never going to slip back into, okay, what's going on? I got to go. No, it doesn't. But, I did this
No.
morning, as I said to you, I kind of went down the rabbit hole again, but I deleted it again and went right back into my meditation and just felt peace again. And I do now.
Yeah.
Now I'm at peace again, and this is where I plan to
Yeah.
stay.
Yeah.
for the day, and I'm only taking it one day at a time. And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Don't think, 10 steps ahead. Look at the first step. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
That's about
Yeah.
being in the present moment too, is just
Yeah.
taking one step, right? And then, as you said earlier, allowing the universe to guide you.
Yes. Take the next
Right?
step and the next step. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
downloaded that because I needed it. And as soon as I did it, the miracle
Yes.
happened. That person
Yeah.
came through and did that thing because I
Yeah.
let go of expectations, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my God, this is
Love it.
such a beautiful conversation, Lisa. Oh my
I
God,
think
best
so. And you know what?
conversation of the week.
Right? And I think,
Yeah,
as we said earlier at the beginning of the video, is that these conversations are meant for us as much as they're meant for everyone else. Like, it served me, right? And I'm just
yeah,
sharing what I did to expect miracles. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So you
so
have something
beautiful.
you want to share. So why don't we
Yes. So
dive into
speaking of expecting miracles, thank you, Lisa. So we have our cart open for the next 6-month mentoring programs. Eleanor Hayward and Jennifer Hawkins, when COVID hit, came together and thought they manifested COVID because they had the time to sit down and create the amazing 6-month mentorship program that is now called, well, it's part of the Love Your Vibe transformation, which is my online course that teaches all the teachings and tools that were divinely gifted to me when I hit rock bottom and wanted to die. And they saved my life, my sanity, my marriage, helped me to go from crap magnet to miracle magnet. One of my biggest miracles, becoming a professional jazz singer at the age of 51. And I am now award winning and perform with and for celebrities, right? So I say that not to brag, but I say it because this is what's possible when we get out of our own effing way and we get aligned, authentic, and fully self-expressed. If
right,
something is in us, it's going to come out of us. So this
right,
work is about becoming more and more us, authentically us, letting go of the crap that we're not to become who we truly are. So when Eleanor and Jennifer got together, the course that leads to this community, that this community program that they created, is now being shared with the world. And virtually every single person that's graduated wants to be a facilitator of this work because they
right.
see the difference it makes in people's lives. The transformation shows on their faces, right? And Janet is below. She's gone through the program. Janet, feel free to share your experience. But the whole idea is we want to have heart-centered humans do this inner work because a lot of heart-centered humans, especially over COVID, have gone to some really dark places. We want to give them the teachings and tools that were divinely gifted to me that I was told, Elvira, these saved your sanity, your life, helped you to go from crap magnet to miracle magnet. They're not just for you.
Right.
So I didn't know how they were going to be shared with the world. But when Eleanor and Jennifer came together, they created the program. They basically said, Elvira, these are kick-ass tools. We use them every day, but we don't like the way you deliver this system. And they created a better system.
Yeah.
So in other words, they have this amazing program. It's been going on for a few times. This is going to be the third wave we're doing. The card is open right now. It's amazing value for personal development. It's, one-on-one with me is quite expensive. Well, I shouldn't say quite expensive, depending on who you are. Maybe it's affordable for you, but it's more of an investment. But in a small community, in 8 people and under, that's how big the community gets, where everyone is safe, seen, celebrated, and supported, and they grow from where they are to where they want to be in beautiful community. It's an incubator for healing and growth to greatness. And I believe that working with me is good, but being in one of these communities is even better. And
Right.
that's what we've got open right now this week. Our early bird bonus ends this Friday night. It's going to be an amazing session, a group breakthrough session with yours truly. And so I invite people to check it out. It's elvirahopper.com/bundle. And if somebody wants to put it below, that would be great. And it's also on my cover picture on Facebook, so you can learn more about it there. So I just invite any heart-centered person who wants to know, how do you do this work? Because we talk about doing the work. This is the way that was divinely gifted to me, and now it's being facilitated by others. And the other thing is, if you are a heart-centered person who's had a story, you have a story, message, and magic to share with the world, you can also use my platform to share that with the world, because I believe it's not just one person's story, message, and magic that matters. It's all of our stories, messages, and magic that matters, so that people feel less alone, so that people go, oh my God, you did that. You were able to go from here to here. I can
Yeah.
do it too. You
Yeah.
offer hits, hope, inspiration, and tools. And so mine is a platform for personal growth. That's what's in store. So it's a beautiful platform and it's a beautiful program. And I just invite people to check it out and see if there's anything in it for them. And if they want to hop on a quick call, they can message me on Facebook. And so thank you so much, Lisa, for letting me share that.
Beautiful. I love it. Yes. And you know what? I do believe that this is a movement. I mean, that was the whole reason I created this Facebook group, because I saw it as more of a movement.
Yeah.
With one another, locking arms, moving forward, empowering the world versus just another group. All right. I saw it as something bigger than that. And I still see it as something bigger than that. So, and I'm so grateful. All of these women in here are Eleanor's on here. So thanks.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Eleanor, she's so amazing at holding space. Both her and Jennifer, they hold the most beautiful space. And then others are witnessing that transformation. Like somebody has an aha and they realize, oh my God, I was looking at it like this. Now I see it like this. They become a different person. Their face glows and it's lasting, right? Like the feedback we're getting from our clients is blowing our minds. Like I cry when I read the feedback. People are saying it's better than years in therapy. They're saying that it's the best personal development they've ever done. Like it's blowing our minds. So thank you, Lisa, for letting me share.
Amazing.
I know we're over time now. So
I know. Amazing. Yeah, we want to respect everyone's time. But again, you know what? Expect miracles with that. Because
yes. Be a miracle magnet. Be a miracle magnet. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. So I love it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you to everyone that jumped on here today. It's just been another amazing talk. And I hope you all go out in the day, live in the now moment, and expect miracles. That's all you need to do is just let go and expect miracles, because it happens. Yes. Well, until next week, we love you and we will see you next week.
Yes.
Bye for now.